Here we are, guys, in part 10 of this story. What if Naruto was being trained by Madara and Hashirama? Please remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Now, let's begin. Days after Tsunade became Hokage, she was sitting at her desk looking over some medical reports. Then she saw Lee's condition. Broken bone fragments, shattered vertebra, and crushed nerve endings. Good lord, what happened to this kid? Just then there was a knock at the door and Shizune walked in carrying more paperwork. More Shizune. This is actually all from the civilian council, and to be honest this can all wait as Mikuru and Naruto are here to see you. Really, send them in. At once, my lady. Just then the door opens up and Mikuru and Naruto walk in. Naruto, Mikuru, what can I do for you? It's concerning Lee's condition. Naruto says. What about it? If you're here to report about it, I'm already looking it over and I can only conclude that there is little to nothing that I can do about it. That's just it. Mikuru and I discovered a way to reconstruct his body to make it stronger than before. How? You remember the healing factor that Kabuto had? Yeah, I thought it was a bit strange. What about it? Well, it turns out Mikuru got a much higher healing factor from experiments from Orochimaru. With your medical knowledge, the power of the Rinnegan and my uncle's DNA, we might be able to create a body capable of opening the 8th inner gate and live. Alright, let's get started. Later, in a room in the hospital basement. Time to employ that jutsu Naruto told me about. Mikuru starts weaving the signs for ram, tiger, plate possum jutsu. I see, he did that so that I can extract a pure collection from the one place in the human body where such a pure sample can be found, the heart. As Tsunade extracts the DNA from Mikuru, Naruto remembers something his uncle had said. Flashback. Listen Naruto, I will employ the plate possum jutsu, so that Tsunade can get my DNA to aid Lee. I will need either you or any one of your tenants to wake me up from the jutsu. End flashback. Naruto walks over to his uncle and starts channeling Madara's chakra into Mikuru to wake him up. Then Mikuru walks out and Naruto turns to Tsunade. I'm ready when you are. Naruto says. Alright Naruto, here's what you need to do. Use that jutsu that allows you to create things, then summon the statue. Tsunade says. Right. Naruto claps his hands together, then his yin and yang chakra appear in each hand. Creation of all things. Naruto then focus on Lee, letting the image of his body and all that he is flow, and in moments an exact replica appeared on the operating table next to Lee's real body. Excellent work Naruto. Now if we take the DNA from your uncle and the blood donations and pump it into the new body, Shizune and I will handle that while you use what you need to in order for you to transfer Lee's consciousness and recover your chakra. Right. Naruto nods. Kurama chakra. Right. Kurama says, and then chakra flows, thought Naruto, re-energizing him. Naruto claps his hands together. Nakara path. Then the King of Hell appears next to Naruto, and then Naruto runs through hand signs and slams his hand on the ground. Summoning Jutsu Geto statue. Then Naruto takes out a rod and stabs both ends into the bodies. Alright, all the preparations are complete, you do what you need to Naruto. Tsunade says. Right. Naruto places his hand on both Lee's, then says. Human path. Then Naruto rips out the soul of Lee and places it into the new body. Then he places Lee inside the King of Hell and lets him do his work. Tsunade places her hand on Lee's chest and performs a diagnostic jutsu on him. His vitals are stable and strong. Nice work Naruto. Tsunade smiles at him. And it is done now, we wait for Lee to awaken. Shizune says. Mikuru paces around like a father waiting for his expecting wife. Might Guy was prepared to commit seppuku in the event Lee's operation was unsuccessful. The pace was moderately maddening after he hears a ding, and he turns and sees Naruto, Tsunade, and Shizune walking out. Talk to me Naruto, anybody, let's has some news. Guy says frantically. Naruto smiles and looks at Tsunade. The operation was a complete success and Lee will make a full recovery. And what about my healing factor, did the transfer work? After a careful scan of his DNA chain, the code for the regeneration factor has been completely integrated into the new body. Tsunade says. Then everything worked as planned. Guy asks. Yes it did. Lee's flames of youth now burn brighter than ever. Guy shouts out, anime tears streaming down his face. Shut up, Tabane. Naruto whacks him over the head. You shouldn't yell in a hospital, it causes for an unsafe environment. Anyway Guy makes sure Lee gets plenty of rest, and once he has completely recovered to my satisfaction he resume his training and get used to his new body. Yes, Lady Tsunade. Guy nods. Now Naruto Mikuru, you're dismissed, go enjoy the day. Yes, Lady Tsunade. Naruto and Mikuru bow, then leave only to find Kakashi and the rest of Team 7, and surprisingly Haku were standing in the doorway. Naruto-kun. Hinata and Haku say, smiling at their shared boyfriend. What are you four doing here? Not that I'm not happy to see you. I got the four of you tickets for the new Princess Fune movie that just came out. Kakashi says. Thanks, Kakashi-sensei. Naruto says, and the four of them take the tickets and then run off towards the movie theater where the new movie was playing. Naruto, Sasuke, Hinata and Haku were sitting on the ceiling while watching to practice their chakra control. As they were watching the movie, Naruto was having an insight as the final clash took place about his inevitable clash with the fake Madara, who Madara had yet to tell him the name of. After the movie ended, Naruto, Sasuke, Hinata, and Haku were standing outside the theater entrance waiting for Kakashi to show up. I hope that when that day comes I can be as brave as Princess Fune. I know she's acting, but still, she's a brave woman. Naruto thinks. Just then the group of four hear the sounds of horse hoofs and a white stallion leaps over the fence, and none other than Prince Fune. Am I seeing things, or is that Princess Fune? Hashirama asks, confused. Yeah, it was. Madara replies. Just then a bunch of the dark samurai that were against Princess Fune came bursting through the wooden gate, knocking the group over. What the hell? Hinata shouts, pissed off. That's my question. Haku replies, then they run after the horsemen and Naruto runs on the roofs after the princess and people dive out of her way and the samurais. One of the lead samurai looks at the guy next to him and then he rides down an alleyway in an effort to cut off Fune. As she rides down another street, the same horseman cuts her off and throws a net when Naruto shouts out. Almighty push. The net is blasted to the side and Naruto leaps down, his Susanoo active, and using said Susanoo knocks out the samurai following her. Then Naruto runs after her. Fune rounds another corner and jumps off the stairs when the other samurai throw bottles of oil where she's going to land, and the horse slips and Fune sprawls out on the ground, and then the lead man in sunglasses shouts out, now, and several samurai leap into the air and tackle Fune when she shouts out, 8 trigrams rotation. Fune starts spinning around emitting chakra. What the? I got you. Fune says, and then the transformation releases, revealing a very pissed of Hinata. Byakugan flared. Who the hell is that? Just then Sasuke appears behind him and chops him to the neck and he collapses. He looks at the samurai who run away in fear, only for Haku to be in their path. My turn. Secret Jutsu. 1,000 needles of death. The water in the atmosphere condenses to form ice needles that stabs in between the chinks in the armor. A few minutes later, Sasuke, Hinata and Haku were tying up the last of the samurai and the man with broken glasses. Well, this was fun, Sasuke says, smiling. Oh my. A voice says from behind them all, and they turn to see Kakashi standing there. What are you guys doing? Kakashi asks. Having fun beating up samurai and saving princesses, the exact opposite of what Iruka told us our shinobi carrier was going to be like. Hinata smiles. Just then Kakashi vanishes and reappears right next to Sasuke. Then the ropes binding the men are cut in half and Kakashi helps up the man with glasses. I'm sorry about that. Okay, am I the only one who's confused here? Haku asks. This man is the next client for our mission. The man turns and looks at the 3 kids. Naruto and the real Princess Fune were sitting next to a lake as the horse drank from it. Are you injured, princess? Naruto asks. Princess Fune looks at Naruto and doesn't respond. Wow, you're just like in the movies, well, maybe less cold-shouldered. Fune doesn't respond and gets on her horse and pushes past Naruto, and just as he's about to fall in the lake, Naruto jumps to the side and looks at the horse and its rider. Naruto then vanishes in a flash of light and reappears right next to his teammates. Naruto, you moron, where the hell were you? Sasuke shouts. Sorry if I was protecting Miss Yukie. Naruto responds, butting heads with Sasuke again. Wow, just as expected from Konoha's shinobi, they were able to defeat both the studmen and the elite guards were defeated. A man in the director's chair says, thank you for the compliment. Kakashi rubs the back of his head, then he looks at Naruto. Anyway, now that you're here, Naruto, I can explain the mission to the 4 of you. Wait, 4? I thought I wasn't a part of Team 7. Haku says, I know, but where we're going you will feel right at home. Where are we going? The land of snow, home of the ice-style users. I thought if we went you could find some jutsu that you could utilize and add to your arsenal. Oh well, thank you for including me. Haku blushes. So what's the mission? Naruto asks. Our mission is to protect the actress that plays Princess Fujika's Yukie. Protect? Sasuke asks confused. Well, protect may not be the right word, it's better to say we're her escorts. This will be the first time that the unlucky princess will be filmed overseas. The cameraman says. But Fujika's Yukie plays the most critical role. I am really sorry. The man that Sasuke neck chopped. Hinata was looking at the pictures and then notices a very nice ice formation. Wow, what beautiful cliffs. It's Snow Country's rainbow glaciers. A voice says behind them all. Haku turns and sees Kin standing there. You're Kin, the actor who played Brit. Haku says smiling. The last scene of the movie will be filmed there. The man next to Kin. We sure are going far if we're going to the Snow Country. Sasuke says. That was the manager, Sandayu-san's, recommendation. The cameraman says. It is said that in spring the rainbow glaciers glow with 7 colors. But that is nothing more than a myth. Kakashi says. In the real Snow Country, there is no such thing as spring. Is there something you're not telling us, Kakashi-sensei? Naruto asks. I was in Snow Country once, a long time ago, and let me tell you it's always winter there. And it's said that Snow Country is a poor nation. A voice says from behind them, and they all see Michi standing there. You know, if Sakura were here she would be such a fangirl out right now. Hinata says, laughs as the thought. Didn't their economy collapse because of the previous feudal lord got too involved with his mechanical puppets? And that's how they went bankrupt, or something like that. I hope they have a heater at least. Hideo says. Everyone looks at him. I don't like cold places. So, do you wanna run away, just like Yukie? Kin asks. Hey, give me a break. The cameraman complains and everyone laughs at his words. Is Yukie always like that? Haku asks. Well, yes. Michi says. She doesn't know the meaning of words like motivation or ambition, and she is really quite helpless, that Yukie-chan. But she doesn't slack off when it comes to work. The director says. I don't really care for actors' private life as long as she gives a great performance when the camera is running. I don't care. Well, if you excuse me, I'm going to go find her. I'd bring her right here if I marked her with my Hirishin formula, but I never got the chance. Naruto says, walking off. The tough part will be finding her. She's not a shinobi and as such I can't use my sensory abilities to find her. Naruto says. Naruto was looking around and then found a small time bar, and when Naruto went in to get a drink and ask around if they had seen Yukie. When Naruto walks in, he sees Yukie sitting there staring at a crystal necklace, drunk out of her mind. Give me a break, who would want to go to Snow Country? Yukie asks herself. Just then a man in the corner gets up and walks toward the entrance in a drunken stupor. When Naruto looks at the man, then disregards him. Well, looks like I finally found you, Miss Yukie. Naruto says. How the hell did you find me, kid? Yukie. It isn't hard when you know your habits and people like you. What do you mean people like me? Yukie asks. Someone who's lost someone important to them. Yuki's eyes widen in shock. How do you know that? Because I could see it in your eyes. Like myself, you hid under a mask, but yours is far more complicated than mine was. Just then Kakashi, Hinata, Haku, Sandayu and Sasuke burst in to hear the words that our Konoha shinobi had all forbidden themselves to say around Naruto. What could you possibly know about suffering or losing anyone? The entire bar turns cold as Naruto's chakra turns 10 times darker than Madara's. Care to run that by me again? Naruto snarls. I said you don't know anything about suffering. For 5 long years I lived on my own, trying to scrounge up enough food to eat a decent meal once every 2 days, and that was if I was lucky. I was beaten, bruised, poisoned, burned, crucified, stabbed and all before I could even barely walk. And don't get me started on the hospital. I have been there more times than most people will be in their lifetime, and the care I received there was abysmal. And that's putting it kindly. If not for the fox I would be dead. All because the fucking villagers can't tell the difference between a kunai and the scroll it's sealed in. Naruto roared. High and mighty actress or not, you ever say anything like that again and I fucking kill you. Naruto glares at Yukie. An actress high and mighty. Yukie starts busting up laughing. That's a riot. Yukie poured herself more sake. I can't think of a worse job than being an actor. Only the lowest of the low would want in on this profession. What, are you drunk? Go bother someone else. Naruto looks at her. Miss Yukie. Sandayu says. Our boat for the land of snow leaves in 20 minutes, please we don't have much time. No thank you, I'm bowing out as princess. What? Ah don't worry it happens all the time, lead actors change from sequel to sequel I mean directors change every 5 minutes. That's enough. Sandayu yells. There is no one on this earth who can play Princess Fune other than you. Besides if you pull out this late in the game you will never work in this business again. Do you understand me? So. Who cares? Miss Yukie. Well guess there's no other choice. Kakashi says. Huh. Yukie turns around and stares right into Kakashi's revealed Sharingan and after a few seconds she collapses unconscious. 3 shinobi in chakra arm were kneeling next to their leader. So she has the hex crystal. Splendid. The man in blue robe said. This film actress, Yukie, there is no doubt she's really Koyuki Kazuhana. The man with a purple ponytail says. I can hardly wait it was worth the 10 years it took to find her. The only woman said. Taking care of one little girl shouldn't be too hard. The last ninja says. She's not alone she has Kakashi Hatake as a bodyguard, and the same boy who took down the one-tailed Shukaku. That Naruto brat big deal. You moron he has the Rinnegan the legendary eyes of the legendary sage of the 6 paths. But you also said Kakashi Hatake right, the girl asks. I did. Then it will be a rematch of fate. Mikuru was standing in front of Tsunade and wearing a Junin outfit identical to his brother's. Lady Tsunade you wished to see me. Mikuru asks, yes your nephew is going on a trip to the land of snow on an A-rank mission and his sensei thought it would be wise to get a little backup so I'm sending you as temporary leader of Team 9 consisting of Rock Lee, who has fully recovered, Tenten, and Neji Hyuga you're meeting them on the port in 1 hour. Tsunade replies, yes lady. Mikuru bows and then runs out and surprisingly he runs into Team 9 sitting there. What are the 3 of you doing here? We were asked here by Lady Tsunade for an A-rank mission but that's all we know. Neji says. Well that's good I'm here to lead you on that mission. What about Guy Sensei? Lee asks. He's on a mission I think and as such I'm here plus you will need my help dealing with your new recovery. Abilities. So pack for a month-long mission in the land of snow, so dress warmly, that means no jumpsuit Lee, but. That is my final decision Rock Lee now change out of that green monstrosity you call clothing and report to the docks in 1 hour. Hi sensei, Team 9 replies and run off. Team 7 was getting ready to leave when Mikuru walks up with Neji, in his Shippuden clothing with a winter cloak, Tenten also in her Shippuden outfit and cloak, and Lee in his jumpsuit as Mikuru placed temperature modification seals on it as Lee had insisted he wear the suit. Mikuru what are you doing here? And aren't 3 behind you under Guy's command? Kakashi asks. Technically he is, but Lady Tsunade ordered Guy on another mission and he asked me to fill in for him for the mission his team got placed under my command. Mikuru responds. Fair enough let's go. Naruto smiles at Neji. Yukie was laying down on her bed dreaming of the past when she wakes up she looks around when Sandayu walks in looking concerned. Miss Yukie are you alright? Sandayu asks. Sandayu could you get me some water my head won't stop spinning. This might sound crazy but it feels like the room is swaying. Actually it's not all that crazy. What? Yukie runs out of the room and opens up the door to reveal she's on a boat. You have got to be kidding me. The crew is setting up a scene from the new movie and Naruto is messing with the Rasengan while Mikuru and Lee train his new recovery powers. Naruto cries out in exasperation. This is so boring. I can't deal with this anymore. What are you talking about Naruto? Kakashi asks. You are Yuki's protection you have to put up with it. Is this really an A-rank mission? Naruto asks. Yes Naruto now deal with it. Just then the set is finished and the lights go on. Lights are set. One person says. We have speed. The mic man says. Camera is rolling. The camera man says. Alight folks I want to get this on the first take. The director shouts out. Right. Everyone responds. Okay scene 23, cut 6, take 1. End. Action. The producer shouts out, and then after about a second Yukie, in her Princess Fune outfit, looks at the camera then calls over to Hideo aka Shishimaru. Shishimaru. Stay with me. Fune says. I'm sorry princess. I failed you, forgive me I beg you. Shishimaru responds barely clutching onto life. Fune shakes her head speaking as if she's on the brink of tears. How can you say that? Without you at our side we would never have found the courage we needed to make it this far. I I'd seen Beyond the Rainbow with you, princess. Then Shishimaru drops, fake, dead. Shishimaru. Foon cries out. Okay, forget everything I said earlier, this lady is good. Naruto thinks. I hear that. Hashirama says. It's like a complete 180 from her old personality. Madara responds. Foon keeps nearly crying when she holds up her hand. Hold on everyone. Yukie says. What? The producer says. Sandayu, bring me my drops so I can cry. Right. Sandayu walks over and pours 2 drops into her eyes. They're spilling over, let's do this. Yukie says. For Kami's sake, start with a close-up. The director says to the cameraman. Right. The cameraman says. Okay, scene 23, cut 6, take 2. End. Action. Shishimaru. Foon cries out. Naruto was standing with Hinata and Haku at his side at the bow of the ship. This is really romantic, Naruto-kun, but we need to talk about Ino. Hinata says. What about Hinata-chan? Naruto asks. I think that adding Ino is too fast, you should go out with her a few times or something and get to know her. Haku says. Alright, sure, I'll go out with her a few times, get to know her a bit better. Anyway, we should retire, is it late and we don't know how far we are from the land of snow? Hinata says. Alright then. Naruto, Hinata and Haku all walk back to their room and lie down and fall asleep. The next morning everyone wakes up to the sound of a loud crashing noise and the shout of, Mr. Makino, we've got a problem. Everyone scrambled out of bed. Naruto pulls his battle armor on and, grabbing his gun by his side, he rushes up top with everyone else. What is that? Makino asks. When I woke up this morning I found this waiting for me, we can't get through. What are we going to do? The producer asks. After a few seconds pause, Makino's eyes shoot open as he proclaims. This is it. We're changing everything. You moron. Look, we're standing on the perfect place to shoot. It's practically begging for us to film here. What? Cherish this moment, the movie gods are smiling down on us. And I thought that he was so serious, now he's gone off the deep end. Naruto thinks as he rubs the sleep out of his eyes. Everyone prepared to embark. Everyone grumbles and files off the ship, and then the crew sets up the scene, and then when everyone is ready to go the producer shouts out. Alright people, we're going to roll, stand by. Just as the producer says this, Naruto senses 3 chakra sources nearby and starts making Anbu hand signs to his companions. 3 chakra sources in a triangle formation surrounding us, Junin level. Naruto signs. Ambush. Mikuru responds. Very likely, get ready but be subtle. Right, Naruto, good eye. Kakashi signs out. All 8 shinobi fall into position when Naruto signs out. Counter ambush. Good idea, I'll throw a bomb kunai but I'll wait till the time is right. Understood. Hinata, Sasuke, Mikuru and Naruto sign back. Just as he's about to act, the producer shouts out. Okay, scene 36, cut 22. In. Action. Ha. 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 So princess, you've arrived, well done. Mao shouts out, smiling evilly. It's you, Mao. Foon snarls. Princess, please stay back. Michi says. We'll take care of him for you. Brit says. Did you honestly think these meager fools were a match for me? Mao shouts out, then he thrust out his finger, and then an explosion detonates behind him on the cliff. Mao turns around confused. Is this in the scene? Then it is revealed that Kakashi has thrown it and is standing between the actors and their movie villain. Hey, what do you think you redoing? The producer shouts out. Everyone get back, we're not alone. Kakashi responds, not taking his eyes off of where he threw the kunai. Just then the shinobi with purple hair stands up and crosses his arms. Welcome my friends, to the land of snow. The new shinobi says. You. Kakashi snarls, then Mikuru looks to see a second shinobi, standing, this one female with pink hair, on top of a glacier. Greetings Princess Koyuki the First, hope you still have the hex crystal on you. The kunoichi says. Princess Koyuki. Kakashi turns his head at the name as he remembered it from his old Anbu days. Naruto then starts weaving hand signs. Fire style. Dragon flame bomb. Then the rocket of fire shoots toward where he sensed the last chakra source. The man dodges to avoid the deadly blast of fire only to run into an infuriated Neji. 8 trigrams 64 palms. Neji shouts out and starts striking, but to his shock none of his attacks go through. Surprised kid, this here is chakra armor. You had me scared there for a second as we have never tested it against a Hyuga before, but I'm sure our master will be pleased to know it protects us. The portly man who Neji had been attacking said. Everyone back the ship, Mikuru shouts. Fubuki, Mizore, I leave the princess to you. The middle ninja says. Fine. Fubuki responds unenthusiastically, and then she and the still unidentified man jump down and Kakashi dashes forward to meet the man in combat. Lee, Neji, Tenten, guard the princess. Mikuru shouts out. Yes sir. All three of them respond and take up positions around Koyuki. It's been a long time, Kakashi Hatake, hope you're not planning to run, like the last time. The white-haired ninja says. Nadare Roga. Kakashi snarls, then the two start engaging in a taijutsu fight ending at the top of the slope. Naruto runs forward to engage Mizore and he starts throwing punches and kicks, then he draws his gunbai and scythe and starts hacking and slashing. Just then Fubuki starts weaving hand signs. Ice style. Sabama Blizzard. A cluster of ice needles in the shape of miniature swallows out of pre-existing ice shoots towards the group. Nice jutsu, hope you don't mind if I throw it back at you. Haku calls out using her Kekkei Genkai to throw the jutsu right back at Fubuki. What the hell? This is my Kekkei Genkai, you think you can use ice style, allow me to show you its true power. Weird, their armor seems to reflect my genjutsu techniques. Naruto notes as he deactivates his eternal Mangekyo, then grabs Mizore's hand and feels the chakra that the armor resonates, and Naruto starts laughing. Something funny, kid. Mizore sneers. Your armor is what's funny, it's only a pale imitation of the power of the Rinnegan Asura path. Let me show you the true power of the six paths. Naruto's hand starts splitting apart, forming a laser cannon. Asura path. The Naruto fires the chakra blast at point blank range, blasting Mizore's left arm off. You brat. I'll kill you. Mizore kicks Naruto in the chest only for the attack to pass right over him. Good luck with that. Almighty push. Mizore goes flying backwards. Naruto turns to go back up Sasuke when Fubuki weaves the hand signs and slams her palms on the ground. Ice prison. Fubuki cries out. Then the ice around them starts rising up to capture Sasuke, who starts weaving hand signs. Fire style. Great fire annihilation. Sasuke blasts out a huge stream of fire and it rockets towards Fubuki, but ice raises up to shield her from the attack, only for the fire to blast through the wall. Sheet. The fire blasts through and burns the left side of Fubuki's face. Koyuki has a flashback of her castle burning to the ground. Keep the camera rolling even if it kills you, show him the resolve of the cinematographer. Makino says to his crew as they flee. What's wrong, Naruto? Sasuke taunts. No lecture. If I thought it was worth the effort to try and convince you, I would give you one, but I gave up a long time ago. Naruto retorts. Just then the ice surrounds Sasuke and captures him, but Sasuke substitutes with a fireplace with an explosive note on it. Then it explodes and ninja wire wraps around Fubuki and the fire is running down the wire, but she expands wings in her armor that hit and she leaps into the air. Just then Koyuki collapses and Sandayu runs over and says, Princess, we need to leave, your life is. I don't care if I die, I told you I won't go back to the land of snow. Koyuki responds hysterically. Just then Mikuru appears right behind her. Sorry about this, princess, but it's for your own good. Mikuru says, then he does a light chop to the back of her neck, knocking her out. Mikuru picks her and Sandayu up and he runs off to the ship. Oh, the fuck with this. Naruto curses, activating his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and his Susanoo. Just then Roga starts making hand signs. Ice style. Dragon vs Tiger. Roga shouts out, but Naruto slices the technique in half with his Susanoo's blade. Hinata, Neji, Haku, Sasuke, Lee, Tenten, Kakashi-sensei, get everyone out of here now. Naruto, you're not seriously about to use the technique, are you, Naruto? Madara asks. Yes, I am. This whole island will know my power. Kakashi and the others run off, but Roga shouts out. Don't be in such a hurry, we're not finished yet. Roga starts making hand signs. Ice style. White whale jutsu. A gigantic longhorned narwhal rises from the ice and starts falling towards Naruto. Counter this, you overconfident brat. Gladly. Naruto holds out his hand. Petra path. Naruto starts absorbing the chakra behind the attack. When the jutsu was gone, Naruto smiles darkly. Thanks for the chakra, now have it back. Naruto roars out as he and his Susanoo form the three hand signs need for heaven concealed. What's that supposed to do? Roga says as the sky darkens and he backs up while looking up to see a gigantic falling rock the size of a planet. Is that really ninjutsu? Mizore asks in fear. Behold the power of Madara Uchiha's original jutsu now Yane. Naruto smiles darkly, then he vanishes in a flash of red and black. That was. Roga says shocked. Just then the meteorite connects with land mass, crushing the entire island and everything on it. As the boulder sunk beneath the waves, it kicked up a monster wave in a huge windstorm. And cut. Makino yells to the cameraman. Man, I hope we caught all that. The producer says. Just then Naruto appears right next to Mikuru, completely out of breath. Naruto, are you alright? Mikuru asks concerned. Yeah. Just winded. That jutsu takes a lot out of me. Naruto huffs. So will you know who take care of your reserves? Yeah, he's already on it. Roga, Fubuki and Mizore land on a small chunk of ice, all three of them bleeding heavily. Is everyone still alive? Roga asks. Yeah. That damn brat blasted off my left arm. The wound has been catalyzed, but I'm not weaving hand signs anytime soon. Mizore responds. The left side of my face has suffered serious burns, but again alive. Fubuki responds. So this is the power that defeated the One Tail. What was that jutsu? Roga thinks to himself. Kakashi was standing next to an unconscious Koyuki holding the hex crystal in his hand. 10 years. It's been a long time. Kakashi thinks to himself. Just then the door opens and Sandayu walks in. The ship pulled into dock a moment ago. Sandayu says. Kakashi doesn't respond and just places the hex crystal onto the table. Kakashi and Sandayu walk into a small base camp and see Mikuru, Naruto, Lee, Hinata, Sasuke, Neji, and Tenten were sitting at a table with Makino and the producer. When Kakashi and Sandayu sit down, Kakashi turns to him and says, "You've known all along, Sandayu, haven't you?" "Yes." Sandayu responds. "Didn't you ever consider the risks of what might happen if she ever returned to the land of snow?" "I did, but it was the only way I could think of to get the princess to return home." "Come on, Sandayu, you can stop calling her princess. She's only royalty on the big screen. I mean, it's not like she's a real princess." Naruto says jokingly. "Actually she is." Kakashi responds. Everyone's eyes widen in shock. Yukie Fujikaze is just an alias regarding Princess Koyuki Kazuhana, the rightful heir to the Land of Snow's throne. Gamahazafloigin. Madara and Hashirama say shocked. "I first met her a long time ago. I was her aide when she was just a little girl. I don't blame her for not remembering, it was a long time ago." Sandayu says. "Does that mean you're from the Land of Snow as well?" Naruto asks. "Yes, I served the princess's father, former leader of the Land of Snow, Lord Sosetsu Kazuhana." Sandayu responds as he remembers the better days. The Land of Snow was not a large nation but a haven of peace. Lord Sosetsu, he absolutely adored the princess. Those were better days. But 10 years ago on that cursed day, Lord Sosetsu's younger brother, Dodo, hired a bunch of snow ninja and instigated a revolt. It was a coup d'etat. Where have we heard that before? Madara asks sarcastically. "Shut, Madara, I want to hear this." Naruto yells back. "The magnificent Kazuhana castle had burned to the ground and I feared the princess had perished as well." Sandayu continued. "There was no way we could defeat them, we had to get away, we had to keep running." Kakashi finished. "The day I discovered our beloved princess was still alive, I was practically beside myself with joy." "She was." Sandayu starts crying. "She was alive after all those years. I should have died back then." A cold voice says from the doorway. Everyone looks to see Koyuki standing there. "Stuck up bitch says what?" Naruto thought. "You shouldn't say such things, princess." Sandayu says. "We feared the worst, we never stopped praying for your life." "I'm alive, but my heart is dead." Koyuki says. "After that day any tears I had dried up." Sandayu dried up his tears. "That is how I came to be the manager for Yukie Fujikaze. I bided my time waiting for the day I could escort her back to the Land of Snow." "What are you saying, that all of this time you were just using us?" the producer says incredulously. "I'm sorry for deceiving you, but it was for the sake of the Land of Snow's people." Sandayu runs over and bows before Koyuki. "Princess Koyuki, confront Dodo and assume your rightful place as the leader of our land. I will sacrifice my life without hesitation to protect you. I beg you, take arms and lead your people." "I don't think so." Koyuki responds coldly. You've got to be kidding. But what about your people? I could care less about them, just forget. But princess. Don't be dumb, Koyuki yells. No matter what you do you will never get rid of Dodo. Okay, you monstrous bitch. Naruto yells, his chakra flaring coldly. Can't you see that this poor man has given his entire life for the realization of this dream? Keep insulting him and I crush you like a bug. Naruto walks over to Koyuki. I've only told you a small fraction of what has happened to me, and that is even the whole truth. My parents were slaughtered in front of me by the very burden I now bear. My clan was slaughtered by the combination of Iwa and Kumo because they were scared of us. Naruto pushes past Koyuki, and as he shoves her he marks her cloak with the Hiraishin marker. People like you disgust me. If people like you are the future, then maybe Project Tsuki no Mi should succeed after all. Naruto then runs off, the room silent at his words. Even though the odds are towering against me, the fighting soul of the clans Uzumaki and Namikaze will forge miracles, but don't just take my word for it. You've seen what Naruto and I can do. Let me assure you that Naruto's power is beyond any of us. Mikuru says, glaring at Koyuki. As long as there is hope one can dream, and with dreams the future may come. I like it. It's the prefect theme with our new Princess Fune movie. Mr. Makino, you're not really continuing to film with everything that has happened. The producer says, shocked. I told you the movie is evolving. Just think about it, how often do you get to film a movie with a real princess? We're looking at the chance of a lifetime here. You're right, think of the buzz, even the making up will be a hit. We're sitting on a surefire blockbuster. Hey, Koyuki says. Unfortunately there is only one course of action. Now that Dodo on our trail running isn't an option, we have to stand and fight. That's the only way we're going to make it out of this. Yash. Lee shouts. Count me in. Neji smiles. Hey, don't count us out just yet. Tenten says, this will be fun. Haku smiles. If Neji's in, I'm in. After all, someone's got to keep him in line. Hinata jokes. And Uchiha never backs down. Sasuke says, determined. I don't care what Naruto says or does, I'm staying. Mikuru says. And you can bet he's in too. Just give him enough time to cool off, and no matter what, don't approach him or he will kill you. That settles it. We're going on with this film. Makino says. Yeah, and this time there will be a happy ending. Sometime later the camera crew and everyone else were traveling up a hill, then they took a quick stop so some could relieve themselves, and Naruto looked at the cave, eyes spinning wildly, trying to detect even the slightest hint of chakra from their enemy. Our hideout is not far from here. Once we finish filming, my people can rest easy. They will have their princess back. After everyone gets back in, the crew files off and Naruto looks at the cave around. Wow, even with my ocular prowess I can't see the exit. Naruto says. Once upon a time a railroad ran through here. Sandayu says. A railroad? Haku says, shocked. They are covered with pillars of ice by now, but dig deep enough and the racks are still there. When the crew passes out of the cave, everyone files out and Mr. Makino calls out. Alright people, let's get this show on the road. Mr. Makino, we've got a bit problem. The producer says. What is it now? Yukie has up and vanished again. What? Koyuki was running down in the forest. Forget it, absolutely not. You're not all that smart, are you? A voice calls from above her and Koyuki looks up to see Naruto standing there. How do you keep finding me? I marked you with my Hiraishin kunai formula when I shoved past you, so there isn't anywhere you can go that I can't find you. Naruto then places a small tag on the back of Koyuki's neck and she freezes up. WH. What the hell did you do to me? Paralysis seal, you're not moving under your own power until I remove it. Naruto picks up Koyuki and slings her over his shoulders. Then he runs up the mountain and then starts walking through the cave. Why do you keep following me? Because it's my mission, and like it or not I'll keep finding you. You can bring me back, but all I will do is act for the camera. Yeah sure lady, whatever you say. Just then Naruto and Koyuki hear a train whistle in the distance. Naruto turns around and his Rinnegan shows him chakra melting the ice. It's a train. Oh, not good. Naruto sees the train rounding the corner and Naruto takes off running towards the end of the tunnel. It's gaining on us. Not if I can help it. Naruto releases the chakra holding his weights and Naruto starts gaining speed. Kid, if you need help I'll lend a hand. Kurama says. Running, 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 running. We'll never make it. Koyuki shouts. I'm not giving up just yet lady. Just then Naruto rounds the corner and leaps out of the way of the train. When he collapses in the snow he starts laughing his ass off. It's been a long time, Koyuki. A voice calls over a loudspeaker. It's him, Dodo. It's been 10 years, come let's see that face. Dodo's voice calls out. Naruto stands up and starts glaring at Dodo. Just then a pile of logs comes crashing down the mountain and it collides with the train. Everyone turns to see a bunch of men in battle armor. There you have it, men. Our beloved Princess Koyuki is here watching over us. Sandayu cries out. With her at our side, victory is ours. Sandayu. Koyuki says in shock. Hear me, Dodo. We've waited a long time for this day of reckoning. Sandayu Asada and 50 loyal soldiers stand before you to avenge our fallen leader Lord Sosetsu. On this day you will breath no more. The men behind Sandayu unleash a furious battle cry and prepare to charge. HN. I thought you destroyed the last of the insurgents. Dodo says to Roga, who was kneeling next to him. My apologies, Lord Dodo, we shall rectify it at once. Roga says. No need, with men like these there is little they can understand other than total annihilation. Dodo smirks cruelly. Attack. Then the warriors charge the train and then several compartments open up and then an endless volley of kunai are launched at the charging warriors and blood is splattered everywhere as the kunai slice through them. Everyone looks on in shock and Naruto observes with a deep fury, all the while Dodo starts laughing like a maniac. After the volley ends only Sandayu is left standing. Just then a final volley is launched at Sandayu but a wall of ice springs up and protects him. Naruto slams his hand together. Wood style. Deep forest EMMERGENCE. Then the deep forest springs up around Dodo and the train crushing it. The wood style of the first Hokage. This brat is full of surprises. Dodo raises an eyebrow. Just then the train blasts off with high-powered steam but Naruto activates his right eye to burn the tracks but Amaterasu was too slow and the train got away. Naruto and Sasuke run after the train but Kakashi and Mikuru leap in front of them. Stop, you two, think about, there is no point in running after it. Mikuru says. He has to die. Naruto roars. The first tail of Kurama's chakra blooms as Naruto's anger grows. Oh boy. Mikuru says. Then the second tail forms and Naruto dashes after the train, too fast for Mikuru or Kakashi to stop him. Where did Naruto go? Hinata says, concerned as she had felt Kurama's chakra. He ran after Dodo and the second tail has already formed. If any more tails form we could be in big trouble. As everyone looks around at the dead bodies with despair in their hearts. How horrible. Haku says. This is what happens to those who never give up. Koyuki says coldly. If they had never stood up to Dodo then all this pointless bloodshed could have been avoided. Dodo is like Gato of Gato Industries, he will kill without remorse no matter how small the offense. Haku says. Just then two medics bring over Sandayu over while he was clutching to life. My princess, forgive me. I never should have gotten you involved in this. It's just that every one of us here were able to keep fighting because we knew you were alive when you were little, and even now you have always been, just as I, your loyal Sandayu, believed you are our purest ray of light. Please don't waste your tears on me. Sandayu says, and then he draws his last breath and drop dead. You are such a fool, Sandayu, I can't cry. You have my eye drops. Koyuki says. Then she gets up. Are you all satisfied? Let's just go home. When no one moves she looks at them. If you stay here your lives will be in jeopardy, let's just go home. Go home to where? Mikuru snarls. I thought this was your home. So face Dodo and put your house in order. You know absolutely nothing. Spring doesn't come to this country, our tears are frozen and our hearts has hardened in the cold. But aren't you the only one with the power to change that? Haku asks. At least that's what Sandayu believed, isn't it? Just then an airship rises up and Mizore is standing on the bow and his mechanical right arm rockets forward and grabs Koyuki and brings her back to the ship. Then Fubuki flies down and starts dropping ice bombs which everyone has to leap to avoid. Just then Naruto's three-tailed cloaked body rockets of the mountainside and extending a chakra hand he grabs onto the ship and he pulls himself up and starts ripping apart the hull, forcing his way inside. You've grown quite beautiful, Koyuki. Dodo says. Tell me, little princess, do you have the hex crystal with you? I do. Koyuki says. Good, it is the only remaining link to the Kazuhana clan and the key to opening its treasure. A treasure to what? By the time I wrested this land from your father's hands, the Kazuhana clan's resources were all but gone. I knew Sosetsu had hidden it somewhere. And after years of searching for it, I finally found it. The treasure is hidden deep with the Rainbow Glacier. There is a keyhole there that can only be opened by the Hex Crystal. Once I have possession of the Kazuhana fortune, our country will have military superiority over the 5 great ninja nations. Like hell it will. A deep demonic voice echoes through the hull and everyone turns to see Naruto crouched, his 3 billowing tails swishing behind him. And what makes you so sure, little boy? Because you lack a Jinchuriki, and unfortunately for you there happens to be a very pissed off one. And this Jinchuriki holds the great 9-tailed fox. Just then ropes wrap around Naruto, but the burn to cinders, and as Mizore is about to smack him on the back of the head, Naruto turns and lets loose a furious roar which blasts Mizore back through the door. Why don't you come and work for us, then you will have power and riches beyond your wildest dreams. Dodo says. How's this for an answer? Naruto rushes forward and slashes a snow ninja's, who is wearing chakra armor, head clean off. Impossible, he cut right rough the chakra armor. Is this the power of the 9 tails? Dodo stands there in shock. You're next, Naruto says as he slowly approaches Dodo like a beast that's stalking its prey, but just as Naruto leaps for the kill, Roga slams a device on Naruto's back and Kurama, chakra vanishes. What the hell did you do to me? Naruto growls. This device will cleanse you of your chakra, now we can lock you up and you won't be a threat to my plans. That's what he thinks. Naruto thinks, and then Dodo looks at Koyuki. Now I'll take the Hex Crystal if you don't mind. Koyuki nods and hands the Hex Crystal around her neck to Dodo. What is this? You think this is a game? You think I can't tell this is a fake? But that's impossible, Koyuki says. Kakashi Hatake. What? Makes sense, Kakashi's a sly dog, I wouldn't put it past him to make a fake and switch it when we weren't looking. Roga says. Don't worry, we'll round him up in no time. Fubuki says. No need, in time the man will come to us, all we have to do is wait. Dodo says as he crushes the fake crystal in his palm. Naruto was being held in a cell, his arms and legs restrained, and he's hanging from the air. Well, this sucks, Naruto says to no one in particular. No shit, Sherlock, Madara says. Well, a little help would be appreciated. Well, try channeling all of our chakra combined, my chakra, Hashirama's chakra, Kurama's chakra, and your chakra should be more than enough to break it. Well, I can't just yet, I need Dodo to lower his guard or some form of distraction. Just then 2 snow ninja walk in with Koyuki in between them. When the ninja lock her in her cell, then the ninja leaves and Naruto chuckles. Serves you right. Yeah, I guess it does, Koyuki says. If you have any ideas on how to get out of here, I'd love to hear them. No matter what you do, it's pointless. Really. Must be easy to give up once you've already done it. Naruto sneers. My father always said to me, you'll see when the spring comes, Koyuki. But it was a lie, and then my father died. I ran away, I lied to everyone, even myself. I guess becoming an actress was all I'm cut for in this world. Wow, that sucks, but let me tell you a day in my life. Naruto looks down. People never used to give a damn about me, they wanted my dead, wanted me to vanish, never to return. I brushed it off, but it was still pretty rough. Naruto starts channeling his chakra, but the device reacts instantly and shocks Naruto. Just stop, you'll only end up hurting yourself. I don't care. Naruto roars as Madara starts funneling his chakra into Naruto and Hashirama starts helping, and then Kurama adds his chakra to the mix and the chains shattered. Then seconds later an explosion is heard and snow ninja are heard running on the upper levels. Just then 2 ninja run past and see Naruto collapsed on the ground. What the hell, how did he break the chains? The first ninja says. Then he removes the seal on the door, then they unlock the door with the key, but when they walk, Naruto shoots up and punches both of them in the gut, then he grabs the key. And that's why you don't underestimate me. Naruto finishes channeling chakra into the device and it shatters like glass. Naruto then runs over and opens the door to Koyuki's cell, and he grabs Koyuki's hand and he dashes over the elevator, and when it rises up to the top, Naruto and Koyuki run out, but then a snow ninja grapples up and Naruto punches the ninja in the gut. What the hell, Naruto? Kakashi's voice calls out from behind the mask. Sorry Kakashi-sensei, I just kind of reacted, didn't really think. Naruto starches the back of his head. Think, you moron. Kakashi says as he hands Naruto his gunbai inside, which Naruto grabs and prepares for battle. You switched my hex crystal for a fake without telling me, Koyuki says. Yeah, I did, I'm sorry, but I figured that this was what he was after. Just then 2 snow ninja were knocked out by The doorway and Sasuke, Hinata and Haku come running in. This place is crawling with guards. Haku says, "We got to get out of here." Hinata says, "Let's go, this way." Koyuki says and she runs down the opposite way where Haku, Hinata and Sasuke ran in. When they stop they are in a big throne room and then the lights flicker on revealing Dodo standing there and he starts laughing. "Dodo." Naruto growls. "Well done Koyuki." Dodo says. Koyuki runs over to Dodo and Kakashi runs to interfere but the Roga, Fubuki and Mizore appear right in front of him stopping Kakashi dead in his tracks. "This shouldn't come as a surprise to any of you, after all I'm an actress," Koyuki says as she hands the hex crystal to Dodo. "There you have, another brilliant performance by the great Yukie Fujikaze. Yes, it was all an act." Koyuki stabs Dodo where his heart would be. "I'm an actress," she calls out. Dodo grabs her throat and starts strangling her. Koyuki. Haku cries out shocked. "It's only thanks to you, Naruto, that I was able to stop running at the end." Koyuki struggles out. "But you are running away, don't throw your life away like this." Naruto calls out. "I'm sorry father, Sandayu." Koyuki and Dodo fall to the ground. Koyuki. Naruto runs over past the snow ninja but Dodo backhands him. "Did you really think that you could kill me with this toy?" Dodo takes off his robe revealing chakra armor. "Yes, it's chakra armor, our latest prototype. You want to see really chakra armor? This is chakra armor." Naruto activate Asura Path and a dark black armor spread over his skin complexly covering his body and an image of Kurama appeared on the front of the armor, his face frozen in a roar, then a pair of chakra wings spread and Naruto's gunbai is coated in red chakra and his side blue chakra. "Behold the power of the Rinnegan. Well, that is quite impressive, but can you fly?" "You bet." Tabane. Naruto charges Dodo and starts throwing punches and kicks, then spins around and his gunbai comes crashing down on Dodo's head causing him to see double. "I'm surprised that you can use your chakra with that device on your back." "Oh, you mean this?" Naruto holds out the smashed chakra sealer, then he drops on the floor. "How? I managed to break it quite easily, now shall we dance?" Dodo doesn't respond but he merely grabs Koyuki and leaps into the air and flies away from the collapsing roof, Koyuki gripped by his side. "Let's go princess, over the rainbow." Just then a deafening roar echoes and Naruto comes bursting out of the building using his chakra to fly after Dodo, who sees the image of a demon figure behind Naruto and he hightails it towards the rainbow glacier, Naruto hot on his trail. Dodo throw a paper bomb back at Naruto who dodges but the shock wave blasts Naruto off course and sends him flying into a tree which destroyed his armor as it got damaged by the impact. Dodo laughs as he flies off toward Rainbow Glacier with Koyuki. Naruto gets to his feet and starts running after Dodo, determined to kill him. A few minutes later Dodo and Koyuki arrive at Rainbow Glacier. "This is it, I guess we made it here after all," Koyuki says. Dodo doesn't respond and he plugs in the hex crystal and the symbol for the Kazuhana clan appears in light and the gigantic mirrors light up and then the sounds of gears of turning is heard. "Hinata, I need you to pinpoint their location and we'll take them down," Sasuke yells. "Right, give me a minute." Hinata looks around with her Byakugan ablaze. "I got it. 20 degrees left in 5 seconds, 30 meters out, you want to aim for the branch." "Right." Sasuke yells and he throws 4 kunai with ninja wire over to the branch that Hinata indicated, setting his trap. "Give it up, it's useless." Mizore yells at Hinata and Haku. "On my signal Hinata, I need you to hit him with a full-powered twin lion fists," Haku says. "Right Haku." Hinata responds. Haku makes the necessary hand signs and she calls out, "Secret jutsu, crystal ice mirrors." Just then multiple mirrors of ice are created around Mizore, who is trapped in a dome of 21 floating mirrors made out of ice. 12 remain at ground level, 8 float above the first 12 and angled towards the ground, and the final mirror is above the rest and facing the ground. "It's useless, I'm already 3 steps ahead of you." Haku then starts her barrage of attacks which the chakra armor can't react to. Now Hinata. Gentle step. Twin lion fists. Hinata strikes the weak point in the armor with all her might, which cause a huge explosion and the shock wave knocks Fubuki into the ninja wire trap Sasuke laid. Fubuki's wings are destroyed but she simply breaks the wire with a confident smirk. "You're dealing with the ninja of the snow here, it will take more than that to take us down," Fubuki taunts. "You're probably right," Sasuke says as he reappears right behind Fubuki. Lion's Barrage. Sasuke performs his new taijutsu combo and slams Fubuki right into Mizore, and when they collide their armor short circuits and explodes. What just happened? Haku asks. Do you think they're, well, you know? Hinata asks. I think they might be. When the smoke clears, it reveals a very dead Mizore and a fried and dead Fubuki. Do you really think you've got a shot? Roga taunts. Maybe you should turn tail and run like last time. I don't have a choice, do I? At least I can show you my original techniques. Kakashi responds forming hand signs and calls out. Lightning Blade. Roga responds by making hand signs of his own. Ice Style. Wolf Fang Avalanche. Snow starts falling from the mountain and forms a pack of wolves and the charge Kakashi, who dodges each one. How did you? One wolf gets in front of Roga, but Kakashi thrust his lightning blade and the wolf dissolves. Then Kakashi makes contact with Roga and the symbol on Roga's shield cracks, but Roga doesn't seem to notices. Almost had me there for a second. Just then more snow falls from the mountain and Roga and Kakashi jump to the side. While floating in midair, Kakashi grabs the falling Roga. What? Even without ninjutsu and genjutsu, a ninja always has taijutsu. You rely too much on this armor. Kakashi responds and he pile drives Roga head first into the ground, which snaps his neck and kills him. The area keeps glowing but nothing happens. The treasure, I don't see it. Just then the ice starts melting into steam and the snow starts to melt and forming a small river of water. It's so warm, what is this? Koyuki asks. A heat generator. This is the hidden treasure of the Kazahna clan. Koyuki. A voice is heard and Koyuki and Dodo run to see Naruto running towards them with high speeds, but Dodo starts making hand signs. Ice Style. Black Dragon Blizzard. Dodo punches the air and a black ice dragon shoots toward Naruto, but Naruto activates his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and his Susanoo emerges and the technique makes contact and a cloud of snow is kicked up. Naruto. Koyuki shouts. When the snow clears, Naruto is standing there, his Susanoo intact. What's wrong? I barely felt that you're going to have to try harder if you want to crack my Susanoo. Now I will ask you again, shall we dance? Naruto, that's enough. If you don't stop, he'll kill you. Koyuki says. Trust me, if you have a little faith in me, I promise you, I won't lose. Naruto roars and he charges Dodo, his new armor reappearing and his Susanoo disappearing. Naruto roars out and starts punching and kicking Dodo faster than he can react, but eventually Dodo gets a lucky block in and he punches Naruto so hard he disappears beneath the newly formed lake. Just then the sound of chirping birds is heard and Sasuke is seen charging in Chidori ablaze along with his Sharingan. No one hurts my Odoto and lives. Sasuke roars and leaps into the air and rams his Chidori into Dodo and it causes a huge crack in the symbol on Dodo's chest, but Dodo doesn't notice it and then he backhands Sasuke, who crashes into a rock. His armor is cracked. The rest is up to you, Naruto. Naruto hears Sasuke shout out. Naruto, and he opens his eyes start spinning widely. Let's go Kurama. Naruto roars out and Kurama's chakra starts flowing through Naruto, forming a chakra tail, and Naruto leaps out of the water as it starts boiling from the heat of Naruto's skin. What the hell? Dodo shouts, time for payback with interest, motherfucker. Naruto shouts, bring it on. Dodo retorts, forming hand signs. Twin Dragon Blizzard. This time two black dragons forms a gigantic tornado, which Naruto smiles and using his Rinnegan to absorb the chakra he roars out, and using Madara's fire chakra and Hashirama's earth chakra and wind chakra he charges Dodo. The story ain't over until evil has been vanquished and good prevails. Naruto, I believe in you. You are by far the strongest ninja I've ever met. Koyuki shouts out. Don't have to tell me that. As Naruto charges, the sun comes up, giving Naruto's chakra a rainbow appearance. As this happens, Hinata, Haku, Kakashi, Mikuru, Lee, Neji and Tenten appear to witness the final confrontation. Look, rainbow chakra. Just like in the movie. Haku says, eat this. Supernova Rasengan. Naruto shoved the technique into Dodo's chakra armor where the crack was and the armor shatters like a block of ice. The blast from Naruto's new Rasengan throws Dodo through the air, all the while spinning him, causing extreme burns and damage to Dodo's chakra network, and lastly disintegrating his skeletal structure after making a crashing contact with one of the gigantic mirrors, and the land instantly turns from a winter wonderland to a spring paradise. What the? The producer shouts. Wait a minute, could this be? We're making this movie 3D. Makino says. Just then everyone hears the voice of Lord Sosetsu saying, believe in the future, if you do the spring will come. What will you do when it comes, Koyuki? I'm going to become a princess. A younger voice is heard which everyone knows as Koyuki's. What kind of princess? One who's kind, and strong, and most importantly one who fights for justice. Ha, ha, ha. That's some dream. Did I actually say those things? Koyuki says to herself. Well, so long as you believe in your dream and never give up, you will truly become that princess. Just then an image of Lord Sosetsu appears, placing the hex crystal on young Koyuki's neck. Can't you see her there, a beautiful princess standing right there in front of you? Koyuki starts crying, not even aware she's doing it. But I have sort of a problem, there's something else I want to be. What's that? I want to be an actress. What? Everyone starts laughing at this, and Naruto, who was low on chakra, smiled. Oh yeah, now that's a happy ending. Naruto smiles, then fall unconscious from chakra exhaustion. A couple of days later, Naruto and the others were attending Koyuki's coronation ceremony, and Naruto was holding hands with his two girlfriends who were snuggling up to him. So looks like that generator was never fully developed after. Guess it will be back to winter soon. Hinata says. Not necessarily. If we take what we know and continue researching, pretty soon the land of snow will be called the land of spring. Koyuki responds. Yeah, but it's kind of a shame, you're such a big star. Are you really going to be retiring from acting? Haku asks. Who said I was retiring? Ruling over the land of snow and acting, I think I can handle both. After all, I'd be out of my mind to give it up now. Koyuki holds up a script that Kakashi and Naruto recognized all too well. That script? Kakashi says, shocked. Well, I'll be seeing you. Koyuki runs off, and almost instantly a crowd surrounds her asking for autographs. That script, shish. She's perfect. Instantly Naruto face faults. All the power in the shinobi countries, and I can be so stupid sometimes. Naruto face faults. What's wrong, Naruto-kun? I should have gotten her autograph. Don't worry, Ototo, I took care of it for you. GAMAHAZAFLOIGIEN. Sasuke holds up an envelope with a rainbow on it. Naruto opens it up. Oh come on. Naruto complains. Could you have at least used a better picture? Nope. Sasuke smiles. I'm so getting you back for that, Sasuke. I'm sure you will. Everyone starts laughing while Sasuke runs from Naruto, who's running after him swinging his gun by. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media accounts. Anime God here, and I'm signing off.